Ladies and gentlemen, HBAR Hedera Hashcraft is getting ready to completely take over the United States of America. And no, I am not exaggerating when I am saying this. You guys need to listen up because as a US-based company, HBAR is perfectly positioned to completely monopolize so many different industries. And we just got some excellent updates on the development side of Hedera, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys on exactly what this is going to look like. Now, first and foremost, I do want to share a clip from none other than Eric Trump, because this just shows the regulatory environment that we're going to be heading into in 2025, which I believe will cause the biggest and best bull run the world has ever seen in the crypto sphere. With that being said, though, US-based crypto companies have the most to gain. I'm talking about XRP, HBAR, even ADA, one that I've been pretty critical of. I do think they all have a lot of potential here. But with that being said, let's listen very closely to what Eric Trump says here because it means a lot.
Crypto to the United States Treasury, a person who pledged to make crypto tax-free. I mean, think about all these incredible things.
Hear that again? Tax-free cryptocurrency. This is what the US Treasury is saying, okay? If we have tax-free cryptocurrency, there's going to be no end to the amount of just people building new crypto projects in the United States of America and just crypto transactions happening in general. And yes, this technology is going to be absolutely phenomenal for the entire world. We're going to get into HBAR side developments really soon, but first I want to talk about the historical price chart with HBAR and what we could potentially see this bull run, because I know a lot of you guys want to know, okay, what does a ceiling look like here? Like, how high can HBAR really go? Well, let's take a look at this historical price chart based off of the previous bull cycle. If HBAR performs just the same as it did previously, well, yeah, you're going to have a lot of potential price action here, but I want to be very clear. I think HBAR is going to perform much better than it did previously. We'll get to that in just a second. So if we look at the 2021 cycle, based off of the current price action of HBAR and the previous cycle, HBAR will be about 54 cents in the next 19 days. In the next 17 days after those 19 days, it'll hit $2.15. Then it'll go back to $1.01 in 58 days from now. Then in around 133 days, HBAR will hit an all-time high of $2.58. This is stuff that has already happened based off of previous cycles with HBAR. And I know some of you might say, okay, well, today HBAR is in a different spot. It has a higher circulating supply. And yes, you are 100% correct. But there's also a few things that are different this bull run. Number one, US regulatory clarity in tax-free cryptocurrency. Number two, the amount of liquidity that's gone into the crypto space this time around is much higher than any time historically in any historical time ever. And of course, number three is all of the new developments that have happened in crypto that will allow it to integrate fully with the Web 2 space or just the banking infrastructure, institutional infrastructure, you name it. The size of the HBAR market is something that many of you can't fully grasp, but when I explain what I'm about to explain, you guys will start to understand. Now, a lot of what's actually been driving HBAR's current price fluctuations is institutional demand. A lot of institutions have been acquiring a ton of HBAR in recent times here in order to ensure that they are well positioned for what is to come, which I am going to show you guys in just a second here. But with that being said, 99.9% of retail investors globally have never even heard of HBAR. You go across the street, you ask 100 people if they know what HBAR is, chances are not a single one of them will be able to nod their head yes. And so the fact that you're involved in HBAR right now puts you so many miles ahead of everyone else, because I believe there's going to be a time in the very near future where everybody is going to use HBAR, okay? Now, I'm going to stop teasing you guys. I'm going to talk about a lot of these updates, okay? And I'm going to play this clip from the HBAR Bulls YouTube channel where he was actually interviewing Tim Popplewell, the CEO at Scintilla, somebody who's responsible for a lot of the innovations that we're seeing for HBAR right now. I'm going to play the clip and I'll give you guys more context in just a second.
Let's suck it and see. We're going to start getting into some of the bond products that are actually quite interesting and exciting, and funding some issues projects that can't get funded or finding it more difficult to get funded now. in some slightly more esoteric markets and opportunities. And I think that's really exciting. And then I think thirdly, and again, the Guardian obvious vanguard of this is sustainability plays, which we're working more and more with various kind of, as I said, kind of cool sustainability plays that now look like they've actually dealt with some of the big issues that we've been dealing with for the last couple of years.
And the infrastructure that's been put in place around the Guardian and even some of the real world asset tokenization studio, things along those lines, they've put a lot of these things in place. So when we do get to this point when a lot of these big entities are ready to jump in, we have everything in place and ready for them.
It's ready. It's ready. Yeah.
All right.
And as I said right at the start, I think that moment is nearly upon us.
Good. Again, that's exactly what we want to hear. Yeah. So Scintilla's obviously been really busy as well. I saw that Scintilla launched their new site, your new site. Can you give us an update on how things are going for Scintilla in this general environment that we're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's a microcosm of everything I've just said. We decided to rebrand a little while ago, as I said, and it's gone exceptionally well. We've got a whole bunch of projects in different areas, and as I mentioned earlier, it's more a matter of what we choose to focus on now, because we can't focus on everything. And I've probably given some hints just there as to where we are focusing. So it's been going incredible. Part of the reason I wasn't at the Hedera Council meeting in Miami a couple of weeks ago was that I just couldn't spare the time. It was so busy here in the Middle East. And if you think about what we're licensed in the UAE, in Dubai, via VARA. VARA have taken a global lead on regulation in this space. And so it stands to reason, particularly since the election, that things have really massively hotted up here as real serious players start to talk about, how do we get this done and who do we get it done with? And just as Hedera have been building and have been getting things ready for when this moment occurs, obviously so have we. And so we see now as our big moment to now come to the party and start to announce some really big, interesting projects and interesting opportunities.
So a lot of these projects, and where the majority of the Hedera ecosystem is focused on building, is carbon markets, huge, and real world asset tokenization. Now they kind of play hand in hand with one another, but there's so many other ways too, man. I mean, just what HBAR is building is so incredible. I cannot say enough good things about it. And I do think looking through Scintilla a little bit and seeing what their developers are constructing will be really great to open up your mind and your eyes. But you can clearly see the developers in the HBAR ecosystem are so incredibly bullish about the future. And yes, they are interacting with massive institutions and helping them build products on the HBAR ecosystem, which they know are going to be processing a lot of volume in transactions. Okay, so yeah, you really want to position yourself. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be wondering and asking the question, with all of this in mind, Levi, what's going to happen with HBAR here? Well, like I was saying earlier, if this is anything like the previous cycle, the next 19 days are going to be insane. Now, there's a few things that actually point towards this being, the case. Number one, if you look at the stochastic RSI on the daily chart, HBAR is very rapidly approaching a point of being sold. That's a really bullish indicator on the daily charts. And so that can signify that over the course of the next week or 2 weeks, we will be getting a significant amount of price action. Now, don't get me wrong, it's going to be volatile just like the last few days were. But with that in mind, HBAR is getting ready to break some new all-time highs this cycle. If any single institutional level partnership is announced in this bull cycle, I guarantee you guys, we're going to be seeing HBAR absolutely explode, because all of the price action we've been seeing up to date has been majority been produced from just institutions accumulating HBAR in anticipation for the announcements of these partnerships, because they're just wanting to make sure that they have the currency ready for when this does happen, when they start building these massive products on carbon markets, as of course the developer was saying there. And so with all of that being said, yeah, the future for HBAR is extremely bright. I think it is one of the brightest in all of the crypto space. I put it on par with XRP and XLM because they're all US based companies that are going to be doing tremendous things. And so yeah, I'm positioning myself. I'm buying HBAR today. I bought HBAR on all of the dips, and I'm going to keep buying it even more in the coming days, because I'm getting prepared for an absolute jet fuel launch from today's prices. If you guys are too, we got to share the words. And guys, also, let's support the exchanges that are supporting HBAR in miraculous ways. Number one, if you sign up to BTCC using my link down below, it's a great exchange that's regulated in the US. You'll get a 10% deposit bonus on anything over $500. So if you have $1,000 in crypto, they'll give you $100 in crypto just for depositing and trading using their exchange. And then you can qualify for $10,000 more in bonuses just for trading your favorite cryptos. If you're buying HBAR, XRP, XLM, or you have a bunch on another exchange right now, it is a no-brainer. And also, extra benefit, if you do that, you can get into my Discord and get VIP access, so you get direct communication with me for one, and two, you'll be able to get access to all of my trades too. So if there's any other alpha in there, you guys are going to get it, and I know there's a lot, and it's been benefiting a lot of people. So I'll see you guys in the Discord. Make sure you sign up to BTCC using the link down below, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Peace out.